Alright, so we're going to make graphs. So there are two types of graphs we can make. We can make the first quadrant, or we can make this one. Because we don't have any negatives, we don't need to use this one. Now, you do need to label the axes. So we label axes, they're basically number lines. That's what they are. So the two numbers that we're dealing with in this problem, which I'll put on the board, the numbers have to do with minutes. Do me a favor, Hadil, can you close the door? And then the steps. So we're talking about the number of steps, and we're talking about the number of minutes. So depending on which one, that's not what I wanted her to do. Hadil. Okay. So here in this problem, we ask ourselves, does the number of steps depend on the number of minutes, or does the number of minutes depend on the steps? So because it tells us in the problem that they walk down so many steps per minute, that means the number of steps depends on the number of minutes. So that means our minutes go here and our steps go here. Okay, because the number of steps depends on the number of minutes. So we're going to make an axis, and I'm going to use a ruler only because I'm recording. And so it's actually upside down. I don't want to go down too far down because then it's like really hard to see. So that's the, I tried to start like that, the third line, and it might not still be. Okay, there we go. And so please write the number of minutes, and then on this side we're going to write the number of steps that they take. So I'm giving you this big graph paper because there are lots of steps. So please write number of minutes, and then go ahead and number off the minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I did to 25. Now on the number of minutes, because it's our independent, I do number each one. Make sure you put a 0. But for the steps, I have chosen just to do it by 5s, just because it takes some time. 8. So, would you like to do Julissa or Karen, Demarion? We will do one together and you can do the other one. Okay, let's do Julissa. So, in Julissa's problem, do you know where she starts? Do you know what step she starts on? Okay, so we're going to put a point on the 35th. So do we put it on the 35th where it's the number of minutes or the number of steps? Right, the number of steps. So that's how much, where she's at the very beginning. So I'm going to put a point at 35. Now where the time is 0, because she hasn't started moving, that's at the very beginning. Now, what I do after that is I do the movement. So that's why I gave you 2 colors, right? And you have the point on 35 for steps. So the movement is that she goes down. So we're at 35, the step 35. She goes down 5 steps per minute, tells me in the problem. So because I go down 5 steps, then I'm going to count down 5 steps. In one color, that's going to show the step, the movement of the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm counting off the 5 different blocks. And it takes her 2 minutes. Minutes are the horizontal direction, so I'm going to mark 2 minutes this way. And then this is my new point. So in the table on page 22, I would write page 22. X is for the number of minutes, X is for the number of minutes, J is for Julissa. At 0 minutes, she's at the 35th step. After 5 minutes, because every 5 minutes she goes, no, every 2 minutes she goes down 5 steps. So it should be at 30. I can check with the graph to see if that's correct, because look, here's the new point, And you can look and you can see this is at 2 minutes and the step that she's on is 30. That's why it says for 2 minutes she's on step number 30 in my journal on page 22.